Hi guys, am I audible to you and is the screen clearly visible to you? Everyone, drop message in the chat box. You can drop an individual message selecting my name and drop a message yes or no quickly. Okay, great. Right. So without further ado, this is a just 30 minutes short meeting to explain you about upcoming paper class, which is starting from tomorrow onwards. Okay, combined maths paper class. So you all are 2026 AL, and I'm pretty sure that you might be a person who thought that your exams will be in September or October, right? And suddenly the government circulated the news that your exams will be in 2026 August 10th, which is starting with the pure mathematics paper, right? So sometimes you might have covered the pure mathematics syllabus or applied mathematics syllabus or sometimes grade 12 syllabus. And when it comes to questions, still you might be feeling like, I can't understand the question. I don't know how to write the answers. Sometimes you write the answer, but you don't get marks. What could be the reason? What could be the reason? Number one, it's not an issue with your brain. Not an issue with your brain. Right? Number two, it's not an issue with your theory understanding. The main issue is with what? Is with your answer writing skill. So always remember that whatever the things that you learn in theoretical aspect in combined maths, it's not going to be evaluated as it is in your question paper. If you think whatever we study in the classroom, whatever we study in the example questions in the classroom is applicable same as that in the question paper, and if the tutor has done 100 questions in the class, the 101st question is your exam question. If you are thinking 101st question is going to be in the same pattern, that's the point where you make the first mistake. You can't think that the theory we studied or the pattern of the questions the answer writing pattern for the questions we learned is going to be exactly the same way that we can apply in our final exam paper. That's wrong. You should remember that combined mathematics, especially when it comes combined mathematics subject, especially I will talk about combined mathematics subject, physics and chemistry. I'm not going to talk about those subjects because here we are to discuss about combined maths. When it comes to combined maths, you have applied mathematics, pure mathematics. Applied mathematics, whatever the things you studied, putting that into answer writing is a different kind of an art. Pure mathematics, whatever the things you learned and putting that into summarized answers is another different kind of an art. So you should learn art of writing the answers, how to connect the dots. You can't just learn a theory part and then another theory part somewhere, another theory part here, another theory part here. So theory parts are scattered in your brain. And you're not trying to do the question is actually a pattern. You all don't know how to connect these dots. Ek dot ekak miss vela. You don't know how to connect this one. If you didn't connect this dot, you don't know how to answer. This may be the main loophole or main point to decode the question. And I have seen among most of the students is that they miss the sensitive data during the theory class time as well as in the question paper. Combined mathematics, when it comes to maths paper, sensitive data. What are these sensitive data? Sometimes the range of values of the unknown term or as the variable. Or when you are dividing an expression with some other unknown term, whether is it equals to 0 or not, taking that condition. Sometimes some coefficients, leading coefficient. So without knowing those things, if you just write down the answers, you won't get marks. So maybe this is the point that you have the error with. Or maybe there are some students who started combined maths late, who covered just a 50% of the combined maths at the moment from grade 12, and they don't know how to connect the previous lessons topics with the current lessons. So there are different kind of students. When it comes to a paper class, we can categorize the students into these categories. No? Number one, a person who has completed the theory up to date, at the moment, up to date, 100% theory okkum ivarai. No backlogs. Everything perfect. There can be another student who has covered the theory but not good at answer writing. The majority is here. And the other student category is that theory cover කරගෙනත් නැහැ. උත්තර කොහොමද ලියන්න බෑ. This is the other category. So what our paper class aims to do? I can't aim only these people because the majority is here. I can't aim these people only. එතකොට මේ කට්ටියට වැඩ කරන්නත් බෑ. So මෙයාලා විතර focus කරොත් ඒත් හරියන්නේ නැහැ. So the paper class is designed under 3 phases. Okay, 3 sections. The phase number 1 will be starting tomorrow. Okay, phase number 1 is starting tomorrow, which will consist of 10 papers, okay, for 10 weeks. So starting with the first paper tomorrow, and then 4 papers in October, 5 papers in October, 4 papers in November. So once we completed these 10 papers, any student in any level, I can assure you that you will be covering up from the beginning of combined maths to until the end of November, whatever the lessons that you are supposed to complete in the syllabus in grade 12 and in grade 13. Whatever the lessons that you are supposed to complete in grade 12 and in grade 13 will be covered through questions from the beginning and until the end of November 2025. Whatever the lessons that you need to cover from pure mathematics and applied mathematics will be covered through questions. You can't, don't misunderstand that this is going to be another theory class. This is not a theory class. This is a paper class where we will be training you all to answer, where we will be training you all to write answers for the final exam paper. How to think the question, how to decode the question. Okay. So throughout these 10 papers, what we will be doing from paper questions, theory will be covered as an added advantage. Plus, you will be learning how to write answers to the point, and you'll be learning how to think of a question. Remember that this is the most crucial part in paper classes and the highlighted part in my paper class especially, thinking pattern. If you don't know how to think of a question, then obviously you are not going to do the next question in the same theory part successfully. You might be completing thousands of questions in a class, but if you can't understand the thinking, if you are trying to memorize a set of steps of solving the questions, and the next question is going to be a difficult task for you. Next question is going to be a difficult task for you. Okay. Ehinda, thinking ability training is the main part in our paper class. Right. Now, how this paper class works? First of all, I'll give you the time schedule and the works that we are doing in a paper class, the number of hours, and how do we utilize the paper class timing and all. Okay. Number 1, this paper class, as I told you, paper class runs under 3 phases. Okay. Phase 1, September 26th, which is tomorrow, starting from tomorrow until November end. Phase 1 will be from September to November end. Okay. I'm discussing only about the phase 1. At the end of phase 1, I will discuss about the phase 2. Starting from phase 2, Puta, we are starting full structured papers, full papers for both pure mathematics separate paper, applied math separate paper. Okay. So when it comes to phase 2, I will explain that one in the class separately. So in phase 1, there will be 10 papers, which is a mixture of both pure and applied. Okay, this is a mixture of both pure and applied to cover up the entire syllabus that you have studied until the end of November. Okay, listen. Paper classes are happening on Fridays from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The first 10 papers, 2 days beforehand, before we start the paper class, I will be uploading the question paper. Where? To the LMS. We have a dedicated learning management platform. So your performance marks are tracked there. We are tracking each individual student's performance. My individual feedback for each and every student will be recorded there. So we'll give you a separate guideline on how to use the LMS and how to track your performance on the LMS. That one separately will be guided for you. So on the LMS, I will be uploading the question paper on Wednesday. So for this week's class, tomorrow's class, I'll be giving the paper in the live class. Second week onwards, which means the first week of October onwards, the Wednesday paper will be uploaded. You are welcome to try the paper and upload it to the LMS before Friday. You have to stick to the time target and upload the question paper to the LMS. And when we start the paper discussion, on the day of the paper discussion, you can see the marking scheme, not the answer script. Marking scheme of the paper to download on the LMS, and you are required to download it and get prepared for the live session. In the live session, I'll be discussing each and every question separately. And before the next class, your papers will be marked. As I told you, I am asking you all to complete the paper and upload it to the LMS. Your papers will be marked, graded, and your feedback will be available on the LMS to see. This is happening for both physical and online class students. For both physical and online class students. And there are a set of students who's unable to join on Fridays. I have received inquiries where students are unable to join on Fridays. They want to join the paper class, but they can't join the Friday live paper classes. Okay. So for them, we have created a solution that you will be having an alternate for the live paper class on Sundays. Listen, this paper class is the same paper class that we are doing on Fridays, which is restreamed. Live recording streaming එකක් වෙන්නේ. It means this session goes from 7:30 p.m. on Fridays to 12 a.m. You have time. You can log into the LMS. If you are a student who's unable to join on Friday live class, without keeping a backlog, if you want to complete your task, you can log into the LMS on Sunday, go to your relevant paper class, click on the link. You can watch the recording of the live class and you can submit your works as you were in a live class to the LMS itself. Okay. You're joining, it's like you're joining a live class. After 12 a.m. on Sundays, now you won't be able to watch. So what it does, it creates a mentality that you're in a live class. So other than giving you the recording to watch it freely at any time on demand, it's better if we create a method like this, then you're going to finish your work on time. If you take your timeline, Puta, September is over, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. You have exactly 10 months. You have exactly 10 months. So approximately 300 days. Approximately 300 days. For a subject, you have 100 days. 100 days means multiplied by here approximately for a subject. Approximately, this is just a near, closer calculation. 100 days for a subject for 24 hours. If you multiply, you have 2,400 hours. From these 2,400 hours, you are not going to work 24 hours a day. But effectively, if you want to go for an A pass, easily, never, you have to put a little bit of an effort. If you want to go for an A pass, or something above 85-90 marks or if you want to get above 85 or 90 marks in combined maths paper, then you will have to work somewhere between 15 to 16 hours a day minimum, including tuition class hours and self-study hours. If you can increase more, right? So 16 hours kila kyanne 1600 hours, right? 1600 hours. So these 1600 hours, if you split these hours for recurring tasks, like not joining the live class, watching the same recording again and again, then you're not going to put an effective time for your own works to practice the questions again and again. You have a very limited time. And at the same time, whatever the new lessons that you are studying in the class, for them, you have to go through those lessons as well. So you have a very, very, very limited time, right? You have a very, very, very limited time. So may very limited time we are going to get the maximum benefit. So try your best to join the live class. If you are unable to join the live class, there's a live restreaming happening. Join that class and complete the work. So all online students and all physical class students will definitely get these resources. Number one, you will get the printed paper, printed question paper. As a discipline, every month, in the beginning of every month, you will receive the month's paper pack. A month paper pack. So October month's paper pack you will receive by the end of first week or beginning of the second week. You will get the October month's paper pack. So printed question paper pack will be received, but as a discipline, you have to maintain this discipline. Puta, what is it? You cannot open the paper until the relevant week comes. I don't know how far you are going to keep that discipline. Online students, physical class students will get the paper in the class time itself, no? Or else it will be uploaded to the LMS 2 days. 2 days before the class, right? Online students, we can't send the papers week by week. No, practically you know that week by week sending the paper is with the schedule for the. It's very difficult, and sometimes you might not be receiving the paper on time before the class. So we will be sending you a month's paper pack at once. So what you have to do is take the papers, put that in the file and keep. When the second week class comes, for an example, let's take next week, next Friday. Next Friday class paper, what do you have to do? You have to take it out on that week's Wednesday. Second week, third week, fourth week papers, don't open them. Open karan. You have to keep that discipline and work. So I will make an arrangement for that. I will properly send them with the instructions how to work on the papers and all. And then the second thing that you will receive is Puta, answer scripts. Answer scripts. Third thing, you will receive the previous month's marking scheme. You will get the printed marking scheme, but if you need to go through the marking scheme on time, you can access the PDF file. For an example, October month, you will be receiving the answer writing scripts, the full step papers, and the question papers, all those things. But when it comes to November with the paper pack, you will get the November paper pack, November answer writing sheets, and the October month papers, marking schemes, the printed ones. So I don't have to send you the printed ones because I have already uploaded by that time. All 4 weeks marking schemes will be available on the LMS as a PDF file. But still I'm sending that as a printed one because in case if a student needs them to keep it in a file, a file karla තියාගත්තොත් lazy instead of going through a PDF file, having a printed one is very effective. Okay, so that's why I'm sending the PDF printed one, right? So these are things that you will get. Hari. Anith එක. So I explained you about what is happening in phase 1. Okay, we are starting with the paper that contains these lessons. Tomorrow we'll be discussing a paper which will cover quadratics, polynomials, inequalities and modulus functions, differentiation, projectiles. Basically අපේ class එක කතා කරපු ඔක්කොම වගේ, or as for the moment whatever the things that you have to complete will be there. Not just these lessons, these are just main things that I have mentioned. Okay, trigonometry, vectors, system of coplanar forces, equilibrium of coplanar forces, all those lessons will be discussed in our tomorrow's paper class. So paper class starts at 3:30 p.m. Tomorrow's session is a free session. Invite your friends as well. Okay, tomorrow's session is a free session. You can invite your friends. October 1st week onwards, it's going to be a paid class. Registered students will get the printed resources. Okay, registered students will get the printed resources. Online students will get it at once. Physical class students will get the printed resources when they join the class. And the paper class is happening both online and physical. Listen carefully. Online students, you have 2 options. Number 1, Friday 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. you can join via our LMS, lms.machmacollege.com. Second option for online students is that live recording streaming on Sunday 7:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. Within this time, you have to complete watching the recording through the same LMS. We will guide you on that. I will send a video guiding you on that when we started the paid classes from October. Physical class students, you have only one option to join physical. Machma College, Colombo 4. Machma College, Colombo 4, Bambalapitiya. It's just next to the Bamba street food. London Business School building, 3rd floor. Right. Now you might have this doubt. Sir, I haven't completed anything. I have learned the theory part, but when I discuss the questions, I can't understand anything. Tomorrow you are writing the paper and discussion both. I will answer your questions in a while, okay? Right. You might have a questions. I studied, but questions that answer I can't answer. Maybe you have the same problem with the what do you call this one also? What the physics, chemistry also. But I can give you the solution for combined maths. Physics, chemistry, I'll help you later. Not by teaching, okay, through some other lecturers. Right. Here, if you follow this paper class, number 1, I can assure you, confident Peter, you can write the exam. There are students in my class who's attending my paper classes since O levels O level mage paper class apula manut meten innawa. Okay. So they know how do we conduct a paper class, right? So our key factor in our classes is puta the paper classes. You join tomorrow and see. Join tomorrow and see it for yourself. Number 2, if you work according to the guidelines that I am providing in the class, if you are following the steps that I am providing in the class, steps in the sense not to write answer writing steps, the process. If you are following the process and the step-by-step approach that I'm providing in the class, if you're putting the hard work, if you're following the guidelines, then I can assure you, if there are a student who's in like 10 marks, 15 marks, or sometimes below that, OA set එකට by the end of next March with the, it takes a time, no 1 month, 2 months අපිට කරන්න බෑ. ඔයාලව 80 marks ළඟට ගෙනල්ලා දෙන්න පුළුවන් මට. 100, so can't we get 100? 100 එක ගන්න නම් පුතා, you will have to work තව පොඩ්ඩක් අමාරුවට. I mean, you will have to work a little bit harder. Right? So March and passe, April, May, June, July, you have 4 more months. You have plenty of time to reach 100. So these 80 marks gives you the confidence to face the exam and to develop your ability in other 2 subjects as well. ICT ළමයි නම් බය වෙන්න එපා. ඔයාලට අමාරු තියෙන්නේ physics වල විතරයි. Maths මේ පන්ති ඉගෙනනවනේ. You don't have to worry about maths. Maths I will guide you. You have to keep that confidence and work. And the other thing is the trust. If you are thinking about my knowledge, puta, I have a degree in physical sciences, maths, stat and computer science. Okay. So these are the 2 major areas that I have focused on. So don't worry about the knowledge that I have. Alright. So you can see it for yourself by joining the class tomorrow. Right. So from my side, whatever the things that I have to explain, I explained it. The most common question that you might have is the fee structure. So fee structure is going to be like this. There are students who's participating in both theory and paper classes. Both theory and paper classes. Here I mainly discussed about the paper class time schedule only. I didn't discuss about the theory class time schedule because this is the paper class time schedule. If you want the theory class time schedule, you can drop a message to our office number, Machma College, and get the time schedule. Or you can drop a message to me regarding the subject matter. Timetables අරමයා ගැන දැනගන්න ඕන මේකට message එකක් දාන්න. Subject matter සම්බන්ධයෙන් if you need something, you can drop a message to my number. So theory and paper classes in a lamai, your fee will be 5,000 for both, which means 3,600 for the theory and 1,400 for the paper. If a student is participating only for the papers, paper class only students, your class fee will be 2,500. But if anyone anyone කියලා කිව්වේ, if there is a student who's performing really well in the class, paper class වල වැඩ කරන වැඩ ඉන්නවා නම්, වැඩ කියලා කියන්නේ වැඩ කරලා මහන්සියලා ඉස්සරහට එන ළමයි ඉන්නවා නම්, like first paper 10 marks or 0 marks, second paper 30 marks, or some significant improvement that I can see now, they will get discounts. Okay. So in my previous paper classes, there are students who got full scholarship also with their performance, starting with 10 marks, 15 marks, but when it comes to the final exam, they got more than 70 marks. So those students will get a good discount when it comes to the paper class fee. But initially, this is the paper class fee if anyone is participating only for the paper classes. And theory plus paper class fee is this. Okay. Right. Except for that, is there anything that you need to ask from me? Now shoot it in the chat box. AA, Amra, JP, Lasit, I need individual responses. තාම ළමයි ඉන්නේ හැම නමක්ම කියවන්න බෑ පුතා. Any doubt? Anything that you need to clarify at the moment? Throw a message in the chat box. I will open the chat for everyone. Okay. Paper එකේ වැඩ කොහොමද වෙන්නේ කියන එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් explained it. How you have to work for the paper කියන එක. How you have to work for the paper කියන එක in the paper class I will explain. Okay. So this meeting is to explain the work process and what happens in a paper class කියන එක. Quickly. Any doubts? Anything? Doubts, and this is not a lesson that I'm doing. Our theory class පුරුද්දට clear sir, okay sir. නෑ නෑ මං අහන්නේ, do you have anything to clarify? Anything that I missed to give you as an information? Tomorrow's paper class, I am planning to stream it in YouTube, but I can't promise it, Pudha. With the rain and all, the connectivity issues might come. So if I stream it in YouTube also, the live class experience will might get interrupted. Okay. So however, the recording of the tomorrow's class will be uploaded to the YouTube as well. Okay. Okay. Right. Great. So then we'll meet in our tomorrow's paper class. I hope everything is clear, and I don't think that you all came to this session without knowing my name. So I gave you a brief introduction about what I have done in my degree. Okay. So I'm a graduate from University of Sri Jayawardenepura. එහෙනම් වැඩ කරන්න ලෑස්ති වෙන්න. Tomorrow we'll meet in our paper class at 3:30. හෙට ඉඳන් tomorrow itself we are starting writing papers. We will be starting to write papers. හෙට paper එකේ discussion එක හෙටම වෙනවා. Marks will be provided before the next class. Okay. So then that's it for the day. You all can leave. If there is any doubt, you can show it in the chat box. My research, we'll talk about it later. My research is mathematical modeling included, but it is a statistical research. Right. හරිද? Okay then. Good luck guys. We'll meet in our tomorrow's session paper class.